Hello out there. My name is Fred, and I just built this 1987 Suzuki Samurai. As you can see, we took the windows out of the back of it and we replaced that with sheet metal, even on the back door. And what we did with those tail lights there, that's the third brake light out of a Grand Am. Then we found an older car, I think that was a Pontiac, and we got the backup lights out of that and put those in the inside of the bumper. The tail lights used to be in the bumper, but we sheet metaled those in and welded it all up and everything. And underneath here, we used a stock Suzuki gas tank. We just moved it over to the middle, and we put our filter over here on the left to make it work, you know, as far as the tank goes. We get all the big stuff out of the tank with that one, and then we got one at the carburetor. But anyway, let's open this little beast up here and I'll show you what I did to the inside of it. Whoop, we left some rags in here. That doesn't look very good in the video, but we'll take those out. We put this roll cage in there. Got the Summit racing seats. We put a little bit of carpet in the floor to kind of cover up the ribs and everything. We were going to finish off the fender wells and everything, but we're moving overseas and I don't really have time to finish the carpet, but everything else is done on this little beast. We put some aluminum wheels on it, which look pretty good, and of course we fabricated our exhaust pipes and made the mufflers out of stainless steel. We got catalytic converters on it now because it's not old enough to fall in the antique category yet. But anyway, we just want to make it street legal, even though we can run it on the drag strip. Here's our interior. We used a S10 steering wheel, one something besides the old Suzuki steering wheel. We pulled the instrument panel out and made us an instrument panel out of aluminum. And then we used bed liner spray and sprayed that and then put satin over top of it. Of course, we got a 5-inch tack right there, and then we got our gauges down here in the floor where you can see all of them. We used a shifter out of a Cavalier, an old Cavalier, and I made a console and notched it out so the seats would move back and forth. And there's our Summit racing seats with a 5-way harness. So that's all tacked in. We got the strap here up here in the front too, which I don't wear that much, just the rest of them. Anyway, we put some door panels on here, and I made the door pulls. So anyway, here's the hood. We fabricated all out of sheet metal, and I tacked that thing on there about every 8 inches, and then let it cool down with a rag, and then went back and tacked in between. It just kept going in between all the way till we got her tacked up pretty good to where it wouldn't warp the hood. And that looks pretty nice. Then we put the stripe and all beside it. We didn't want to leave it a solid color, so anyway, here's our back tires. I think they're 295s, and the ones on the front here are 265s. They're both about 28 inches tall. So anyway, let me let you look at the mufflers and all we fabricated here. There's our cat. We got a universal cat to go on there. And we just took a 4-inch piece of stainless steel and we put some baffles in there, some baffle plates, one going one way, one going the other, with a hole down the middle of the center one. So that quietens it down, but it still has a nice sound to it. Alright, let's go around to the front here. We'll get to the motor last. We took these headlights out of Geo Storm and replaced those with the old round headlights that the Suzuki had. And then we cut the grill out, and we never did finish. Well, actually it is finished. It doesn't look that bad. We were going to fill in around the lights and all there, but don't have time to do that. We used motorcycle signal lights for that. We fabricated this part right here, put these pieces in so it would cover the whole thing all the way around, which looks pretty decent. We got these hood pins we put on there to keep the hood down. I'm working on the radiator bracket right now. I got a piece of wire holding it up there, but anyway, we're going to come down in here, come up with a piece of sheet metal, and then go over and then down, and then we'll put some bolts here and here, and that'll hold her in nice and stiff. And on the bottom we've got rubber mounts with a bolt in the bottom of it, and that won't go anywhere either. Most people just set them down there on the rubber, and that's it. In fact, in the old cars, that's the way they did it. They just set them down in there, and then they strap it down on the top. All right, let's go around here. We made this bottle here, a piece of 4-inch aluminum. That's our overflow bottle. Of course, we got the hose and all going down up in here behind the headlights. We put us a nice transmission cooler in here, and that really cools it down nice too. Cut the fan off. It looks like the fan's close to it, but it's not. Actually, it's underneath it, and you got about an inch underneath it, so it's okay. We made these wire looms here out of aluminum and polished them up. Keeps all the wires and everything nice and neat. That wire you see right there is just temporary. I used that for the fan switch, and put the fan switch inside. And we fabricated an aluminum battery strap. Took a lot of stuff out of the wiring harness there. It's not very big now. That wiring harness used to be about 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches in diameter with all the computer stuff on it. But we don't need all of that now. Then we put some chrome valve covers on here and made all these nice brackets down here to hold everything and wrap them in rubber. We got a 390 Holley carb on here, which really works very good on this motor. Got the wine intake, and I made two 3-inch blocks. Well, actually, one of them's 2.5 and one's 3. We would put that in there, and we plugged everything off with some nice chrome plugs that we didn't need. Got everything looking pretty neat. We made this brake reservoir for the vacuum. We made that out of a propane bottle, which worked very well. That's really all we needed, because we lost a lot of vacuum there with the cam and all. Anyway, we didn't mention that, but we do have a cam in this motor. This is a 3.8 Buick V6. The headers and the cam, and got to experiment around with these. They don't have adjustable rockers on them, and you can buy them now. At the time when I was building it, they weren't available, but they are now. So I just made my measurements up and then down, and then measured in between them and figured out what length I needed to make it work. So we got something in there, and it works fine. Down here we had to cut our header and block it off a little bit so we could get the steering around it, but when the motor lifts on this side, it's way away from it. It's not very close now. If you want to look at this, it's not close at all. So we did all we could do on here, and we kind of consider it finished now, except for the few little pieces of carpet we need to put in it. There's the bottom of our hood. We finished that off with some nice black satin paint, which is better than the gloss, I think. And that all worked out nice for us too. So anyway, we're gonna sell this. Like I said before, we're moving overseas, and we can't take it over there with us. It take too much to ship it, and besides that, there's nowhere to really have a little fun with it. Haven't really had it on the road. As you can see, we just got a inspection sticker on it the other day. So it's been in the garage in process and cleaning it up and getting everything looking nice. But it's really a nice little cruising rod, and it's all set up if you want to take it down to the drag strip and see what it'll do. But anyway, we're asking $9,500 for this. We won't take any less for it because I think that's a fair price, and Actually, we got more in it. If you count all the labor and everything and what we've done to this, it's worth a whole lot more. But we do need to sell it, and we're asking $95 for it, and that's where it's going to stay, is $95. But anyway, we thank you for looking at our little video, and hopefully this will be something that you'll be interested in, and guarantee you'll like it. I took it down the road the other day, and that little 3.8 will push it pretty good, but I don't want to run it and tear it all up and everything, because that isn't what I built it for. I just built it for cruise-ins, have a little fun with the family. So anyway, we hope you enjoyed our little video, and you have a blessed day. And if you're interested, you can get in touch with us. We'll leave some kind of email or something there where you can get in touch with us. We're on YouTube, so that ought to be a good place. Y'all have a blessed day, and we'll talk at you later on. Bye-bye.